Hello everyone in YouTube. Let me see if I can get myself brought up on my other device so I make sure I see all of your comments. Today is a pretty plain Jane kind of day. I plan on doing some swimming as soon as we're done here. I told my daughter, hello Miss Ria. I told my daughter that we could go swimming today. So that is the plan. You know what? I think I messed up and I didn't set my do not disturb for today. So let me come over here and set it on my other device. So this will then turn on my do not disturb for all of my devices as soon as we're straight up at 12 p.m. That way we don't run into any phone calls or any kind of issues that may arise while we're in the middle of this YouTube live, because, you know, life's real. I get phone calls and it would wind up messing up this live stream. So I came in just a couple of minutes early here just to give everybody time to get in here. So you guys can come in, say hi, let me know where you're watching me from. Hopefully you guys grabbed your coffee or tea or margarita, no judgment. Some of you guys are over on the Central and East Coast, so it is quite a bit of a different time zone for you guys. So yeah, it would be margarita time where you're at and not be drinking coffee like we are here. Well, even to some people, drinking coffee at noon is still kind of late, but I could drink coffee all day long and be perfectly content. I sleep still like a baby. I know some people cannot drink coffee and try to go to sleep. See, there you go, Ria. We will definitely be having coffee tomorrow. Coffee will be on hand. So it has been pretty calm and nice around here. The last couple of days have been busy for me. My daughter's had a couple of appointments. We went and we picked up her brand new wheelchair and it is beautiful. So I will have some photos of her in her chair. Yesterday we went and we took her to her back specialist, which is her orthopedic surgeon, or would-be surgeon if we decide to do her spinal fusion, which from news that we got yesterday, it is probably looking like something that will have to be done in our near future. They found that her back is at a between a 37 and a 38% curvature. So 6 months ago, she was in the low 30s. Now she's in the high 30s. Because of the fact that she is still in her growing period of her prepubescence. She will be 14 coming up here on the 19th of this month. And we are, you know, anticipating her womanly starting any day now. And he said right now that he could feel the platelets in her shoulders and stuff and feels that she still has some growing to do. So she still has to wear her back brace in the evenings. And hopefully we can not necessarily correct the curvature, because typically once a neurological scoliosis curvature has happened, it's not something that can normally be corrected without surgery, but we can try to put it on pause and hold it where it's at the moment while she goes through this growing period, so she doesn't wind up having the surgery so soon. But again, with that, hello Dawn, with that it's a little bit conflicted, because typically they say that it's wiser to have the spinal fusion done at a child's younger age versus waiting until they're older, because sometimes the pain can be worse as we get older. So, and recovery is normally better for a young one because they're pretty resilient to a lot of things. So I don't know, it's kind of one of those things that are up in the air. There is definitely nothing that needs to be done at this point in time. So we just kind of hang tight and watch how things go. So when I say, I know it's pretty confusing when I say neurological scoliosis. So I can't pronounce the doctor terms for the different kinds of scoliosis. But back when I was a kid, they did it, and I know they don't do it anymore in school, but they used to make us bend over, touch our toes, and they would watch for the curvature to go up. And like if we were like this and we bent over, they watched for the curvature to go like this. Well, with my daughter, the curvature goes, if she's standing straight at you, the curvature goes like this. So she has kind of a big hump on her, I think it's her right shoulder. So actually she bends this way. And so her scoli is more towards the lower part of her spine that curves, which then pops the top shoulder up. So that's why he was explaining to us that growing happens for everybody. Growing, your body grows more while you're sleeping than it does during the day. So that's why he suggested that we need to put her brace on her at night while she's sleeping. So we do that, and we just hope that we can, hold it where it's at and, kind of slow some things down a little bit, because I don't want to have to endure that surgery. I mean, not that I would be enduring it, but nonetheless, it's a pretty extensive surgery if you know what a spinal fusion is. And as a parent, you so wish you could go have it done to take that away from your child, but I can't, and so we just have to roll with it. So, all right, I have got the cutest little card that I've created for you guys today. Oh, thank you so much for the prayers. And I don't come on here looking for sympathy. Please do not feel like that's why I share this with you. I just love sharing our story, because I really think that with a lot of us who have kiddos that have special needs or disabilities or anything like that, knowledge is power. And that's the only reason why I share it with everyone. So I don't want anybody to ever think that I am looking for sympathy, because sympathy is not my jam. We just have to do what we have to do. And sometimes I can have somebody watching me and reach out to me and be like, oh, hey, what does she have? And they have never heard of Rett syndrome. They've never heard of that. So then through life, they meet somebody who has it and it hits home to them. So that's more why I talk about it, because I feel like, just like with anything, with the epilepsy that she has, with the part of the Huntington's disease that she has, all of those things, the awareness is probably more powerful than anything. So that's why I talk about it. Okay, so the card that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today, oh my gosh, isn't that cute? I know it's backwards to you guys, but isn't that so cute? My son just graduated. Sharing is caring, absolutely. My son just graduated a couple weeks ago, so it is super exciting. And I just wanted to come up with a graduation card for him. So I have used the beautiful balloons stamp set and dies, along with the, this is the, where is it? Oh, the alphabet a la mode is where I got the numbers from. And then the banner right down here, which you don't have to use dies for a banner. You can take a solid strip of black and use your scissors to just notch out the end. So it's something that isn't necessarily something that you have to have. But I have used the stylish shapes for this little piece right here. So let me get you guys flipped around. We're going to talk about a little bit of news, and then we're going to make this super, super cute card. Because I'm sure you all know somebody who is graduating, because it seems like graduation is crazy right now. Every time I turn around and look at my Facebook, another one of our friends' kiddos is graduating this year, and I had no idea that they were the same age as well, not necessarily the same age, because my son's kind of a young graduate. He is 17, and most of my friends' kids are like around 18, but that's kind of one of the things is that see, my phone is coming through. It didn't pause on my phone. So let me see if I can go in and do it. I don't think I can do it on here. Shoot. I was hoping that I can go into my settings and Ooh, maybe I can. Hold on. Let me see if I can do my do not disturb. Let me see if I can turn it on. Oh, there we go. It just came on. All right, sweet. Woohoo! You learn something new every day. I didn't know that my phone can turn the do not disturb sign on my phone. But let's see. There we go. All right. All is good. Yes, he's super excited. We got his, well, my kids are homeschooled. So I got his transcript written for him because you have to keep records of all of that. And I now have to pay to have a diploma created for him. And then I sign it and then he gets his diploma. So he knows he's done. He's got his transcript. I just now have to go to our homeschool law page and print out his diploma. So yeah, he's excited. We're gonna go take photos probably here within the next week. I'm gonna have, he wants, or his dad wants him to wear his cap and gown. He just kind of feels like that would be kind of a cool thing to have him do. And my son said, yeah, that would be awesome. So he's gonna wear my husband's cap and gown and we're gonna get some photos for his senior photos. So cool. All right, let me get you guys flipped around. Hold tight. I do not understand how this new phone, the camera catches everything in the screen. Like my camera is so far over, but it was still catching the corner right down, like right here. It was catching my stand and I don't understand because it's not like it is anywhere near that because the camera's right up here. Who knows? The new technology, I tell you. Okay, so here we are, Coffee and Cards. This happens every Thursday. Now, there are some Thursdays that I can't be live because I have appointments or something like that. So I try to always make sure I do a pre-recorded live, not so live, just so you guys get a another glimpse of a card in here. So here we are, Coffee and Cards. Mystery stamping for the month of June. I will be putting the supply list out. You can find links in the description of this video. On June 14th, I will be putting the supply list out. Gather your supplies. I give you a week to gather your supplies. And then Wednesday the 21st, we will be coming in here and doing the mystery stamping live. Now, this is all done over on my Facebook page. So when I say that, I apologize because it's not here on Facebook, but it will be done over on a Facebook Live. Also, I have it in my events on my Facebook page, so you can go over there and you can see that. And then the 28th is when I will draw the winner of everybody who submits their card over on Pink Barn Stampers group. And you can win a really cool, fun little gift from me for submitting your cards. Okay, also my Countryside Inn class to go is still open for registration. Registration runs through the 17th for this class. So this is an awesome class. I know there's a lot of you guys who are demonstrators and probably already have this Countryside Inn bundle along with the Countryside Blooms is what it's called, Blossoms, something like that is the name of the embossing folder, which is the three things that you're gonna need to create these cards. So I always mention it to demonstrators because if you have a in-person class that you do, you can always use my my ideas, my creations for your online classes, but I always ask everybody, do not use these for online classes because these are my online kits. So if you would like to get this, you will go over to my blog, check out under my kits, and you can read more about this. Now, with that kit, we also have our monthly paper pumpkin. This ends on June 10th is the last day to subscribe to this kit. This is going to coordinate along with my kit, or if you just buy the Countryside Inn suite or bundle, along with that beautiful paper, this Welcome In coordinates with that suite. It also has a die set that you can purchase from my online store. It comes with the 3 little dies for $6 that will be able to cut out your stamped images of your little vase. There's the little flower and a little leaf over here. But this kit is going to include enough supplies for you to make 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs. You're also going to get 9 coordinating envelopes. You're going to get a Night of Navy Stampin' Spot, 1 photopolymer stamp set, coordinating Night of Navy embellishments, and a detailed vase and banner die cuts. So with this, you have until June 10th to subscribe to this kit, or you can go to my online store and you can purchase single kits if you don't want to sign up for a subscription. That works as well. Right now, for the month of June, we are running a special sale on our designer series paper. Now, this runs through the 30th of June. It is 15% off on select designer series papers that we have. So it's a great time to get yourselves some of that paper that you've been looking at and that you love at a very, very good price. Okay, so you can print this PDF off if you go over to my blog. I have put the link right in the description of this. The Starter Kit Plus, going through June 30th. This is a great time to join my team. You get to get $155 worth of product of your choice. So you get to pick out the products that you want in your starter kit. So anything from our online exclusives to your starter kit, and you pay the very, very low price of $99. That includes your shipping. So just know that it is a great time to get quite a bit of product, because normally our kits, you get to pick $125. So they're adding in some extra bonuses in there to make your kit $155. Now, when you sign up, there are no strings attached, just so you know. It's just a good time to get yourself some of that product that you've been looking at, and you get more bang for your buck, I guess you would say. So with that being said, you also get a paper pumpkin in there. And then going forward with all of your purchases, you're going to purchase your product now as a demonstrator, and you're going to get a very, very nice discount on your upcoming products once you make your upcoming purchases. And that being said, once you place your first order in your demo store, you're going to get a free subscription to the Stamp Happy Academy, which is an awesome place to get a lot of ideas for cards, PDFs on tons of the sweet kits that we have going on right now. Also in my online store, on my blog, you can see more about my adhesive kit that is wonderful to go with your kits to go. This is one of the add-ons that you can place in that when you do your registration for the Countryside Inn kit. You can add this to it. So then you have all your adhesive, your boo-boo removers. So it's just one of those cool things to have to take along with you to all of your classes or your just at-home use. Then you get it all just right there in one cute little bag. Oh, that coffee is very good. Brand new cup of coffee. All right, so like I was saying, for today's card, let me show this to you again. Now, I am using one item that is retired. I am using the gold Wink of Stella. That is how I got my splats on my little white piece. Now, you can pick these up at most craft stores, just to let you know. We sell the clear Wink of Stella in my online store, but the gold one is been retired for a while. So just to let you know, it is optional. You don't have to do that on this card. This card would still be great without it. I just kind of like the look of that splatter. So let's go ahead and get down to making this card. So I am using the beautiful balloons. I know, who would have thunk, right? But you've got some great, this is a very, very awesome set for so many different kinds of occasions. I use that stamp set. I think it's time for celebration. But you've got a happy birthday. You've got you did it. Yay, you. So thrilled for you. Any of those can go in celebratory cards. You know what I mean? Then it says, let's get your celebration on. You've got some confetti, you've got a confetti balloon, you've got little tassels here that you could actually even make a, you know, the cap and gown. You could make a cap just out of a square and put this right in the center of it to make it look like a cap for graduation. You've got the little string here for your balloons. And then if you add the die set, you've got a bunch of little confetti up here. You've got this big 3 balloon open die that you could use for your shaker cards. And you've got this that you can die cut a bunch of different colors of your cardstock and then add it into the inside of your shaker card. Or you can even use some of our new glitter papers that we have to just really make a shimmer in there. This really neat tag is in here. You've got like 4 different sizes of balloons that you could use, or actually 5 because I didn't see this little one down here. You've got 2 different stars, you've got the full tassel, and then you've got the tassel that matches up with the tassel on your stamp. And then this makes a fringe. So if you were to die cut this out, it fringes the sides of your paper, which is really, really cool. You can see a lot of ideas for this set over on Pinterest. I am also using the Alphabet a la mode. Like I said, I'm using it. Oops, I screwed up my little letter here. I'll have to fix that. But I'm using the numbers for my graduation year. So this is a really awesome set to have. And then, like I was saying, I'm going to use this big banner right here. I'm going to cut off one side of it, and that is what I'm going to use for my sentiment on the front of my card. And this is the Stylish Shapes dies. I'm also bringing in some of the Simply Elegant trim. I'm going to be using some of this gold. And then I'm using gold embossing powder. Let me see. I don't think I grabbed a spoon, so let me see. Maybe I'm going to grab her embossing powder. Is that gold? No, it's silver. Here's gold. So I'll bring this over here since I forgot to bring the spoon for mine. So I'm going to be using the gold embossing powder. And then maybe I'll use this little tray here. Not sure. I think this little tray needs to be wiped out. So let me grab a tissue. It has some residue in it, and we don't want that going back into our embossing powder. Okay, so let's get out our bits and pieces here. Okay, so my card base is 8.5 by 5.5. I'm just gonna simply fold it. And you will be able to see all the dimensions and still photos and this attached video as a replay over on my blog in just a little bit, because I have to take some photos once we get this card done and then add all the details to it. Okay, you're also going to need a piece of our gold foil sheet. Now this is 4 by 5.25. Now what I'm going to do with this, just to save myself a little bit of paper, is I'm going to actually, since we're going to be covering this up, I'm going to die cut my numbers out of this little piece, because then I have a piece of, this is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So this is just gonna set 1/8 of an inch smaller than my gold piece. So when I cut these numbers out, you're never gonna know because they're not gonna see underneath that. So let's grab our big machine over here so we can do some die cutting. So I'm just gonna place my gold piece on there and I'm gonna put my 2 just right in the center because we know that nobody's gonna see that, 20, and then we're gonna do the 3 and we'll come back and do the 2 since that's gonna be right in the center there. So let's just die cut these. Oh, I need to turn this thing around. All right, like that. So now I'm just gonna lift that up, take out these little numbers, and then let's do our 2. Now they don't have to be in order like I was just doing it, but I'm just doing it that way to show you guys the 2023. Okay, let's take this, put it away. Ooh, don't lose it. All right, there's my other 2. So we have 2023 sitting there, and then I am done with my numbers, and I'm going to need a scrap piece of black. Now you're probably going to need a bigger scrap of this, but this is where you're going to take, I'm using this solid balloon right here, this solid balloon, and I need to cut 4 of those to fit each one of my letters. Now, our numbers, I have already cut out 3 of them, so we don't have to sit here and you have to watch me run this through here 4 times because that's kind of redundant. You guys can cut out 4 balloons. Okay, there is my balloon along with my other 3 here to make 4 balloons. Okay, set those up there. Now I can put my balloon away. And then one last thing to die cut since we have this machine sitting here. I need to grab my banner, and I'm going to be using this one right here. And I'm just going to use a long strip here, and I'm just going to cut out the whole banner, and then we can cut off the edge of it when I'm done stamping and doing my embossing powder on that to shorten it up. Now, if you want to make sure that you're getting it straight in there, you can stamp on here, do your embossing, and then line this up on your black piece. Then you know you're getting it straight. I'm going to try to attempt to do it without that, but as long as my scrap is long enough, if I have to, if I can't get it straight in here, I can always come back and redo it. No big deal. All right, so there's that. Put my scraps over there, and then we can move this big guy. Okay, so what I want to do is this is where I was saying that your white piece is just gonna go right over the top of this. But first, I'm gonna do some of that splattering on my white piece. So I need to turn my fan off so I don't splatter it all over the desk. And this is where I'm going to be taking this big, or not big, but this gold. And I'm just gonna squeeze this a little bit. Get it nice and soupy. And splatter it around. Just like that. And the soupier I have it, the bigger drops I'm gonna get. Okay, I'm gonna call that good. Then I'll have to come in with a baby wipe and wipe this off because I think I got it. I think I was crazy. Being a little crazy. All right, now this is gonna lay over the top of that. So like I said, you're not gonna see the letters behind that. I mean, the numbers, if I could figure out what I'm talking about. Okay, just place that right on top of that. Give that a second to dry. I better not stick it on that. Okay, now I can bring in my little piece here to do my embossing. I don't think I'm gonna need this since I got the tray over here, but I am gonna use my little embossing buddy and just wipe that down to make sure that I don't have any little fingerprints or anything that are gonna make anything stick to that. I'm going to take my Versamark ink, which is going to adhere to my embossing powder, and bring this kind of far over to the banner side because I want the banner to be showing on the left side. Stamp that, hold it for a second, pull that off, maybe. There we go. Perfect. Let's put the lid back on our Versamark so we don't get any of our powder on that pad. Okay, that looks good. Close this back up. Move that out of the way because we don't want any heat touching that. And to save my fingers, I'm going to use a small pair of tweezers and bring in my embossing heat tool. And I turned it to the highest level, so number 2 is what I have that set at. And then I'm just gonna heat this up. And see how it like changes from powder to that beautiful gold lettering. See, now I've got myself all screwed up because I'm thinking numbers, letters, and trying not to screw up what I'm trying to say. Okay, so there's that. So I'm gonna set that aside. And we need a drink of coffee. All right, so this is where we need to bring out our 4 balloons here and our numbers. Oh, come on. So we have 20, 23. And so using those tweezers again. Now you could use an adhesive sheet, that would work as well. I'm just always forgetful on grabbing that adhesive sheet and adding it to the back. So I do it this way by just adding a little bit of glue. And then making it straight at the bottom. I just kind of take that and press that down. Okay, that's straight. So let's do the next one. Now this would be equally as beautiful if you did it in gold as well. I mean silver. We are using gold. Even like if you used some of our specialty papers that have some of the pink glitters and that kind of stuff, that would be really cool too. Especially if you know the kiddos' school colors. Okay, and just a tiny, tiny little bit. I'm barely applying any pressure to this so I don't make a mess. And there is embossing powder everywhere. You always try to be so careful with that stuff, and you always feel the little gritty sand of it on your desk. Okay, 2023. There we go. All right, this is where we can bring in our layers here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and just snip off this edge because I want this to lay flat against that. Okay, I'm also going to bring out my black dimensionals. Now in the pack of black dimensionals, you're going to get the large ones and the small ones in your pack when you purchase the black ones. Okay, so I'm just gonna flip all of these over and start adding my dimensionals to the back. And then we can do our placement. Same with this, flip it over. Okay, let's apply this first. I'm gonna go close to the bottom down here. Okay, like that. Okay, now I can start, I'm gonna do a dry fit first, just to see how I want these to go on here. Okay, that looks good. Okay, let's do the 2. Now, as you can see, I'm not pushing these down yet, just in case if I need to come back and move these around, I'm just lightly laying these down. So see, this one needs to come over a little bit, and so does this one for that end one. See, it got a little too stuck. If you just kind of twist it around, it should come off, no problem. Okay, there we go. And then that one one's gonna go right there. Just trying to get that a little bit straighter. There we go. All right. Now, to have a little bit of fun on the bottom of these balloons, let's go ahead and adhere it to our base. Okay, there's that. This is where I'm going to be bringing in the Simply Elegant, and I am just going to tie a very, very tiny bow like that. And then using my ribbon snips, I'm just going to cut off a little bit of this excess. Oops. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue dot and I'm just going to roll it up like a little taco into a ball. And then I'm just going to apply that right to the little balloon knot there. And then place this down like so. So there's that one. And I already, right before I came on here, I went ahead and tied 4 more of these, just so you're not sitting here watching me tie a bunch of bows, because that's silly. Okay. So pretty. Oh, I love it. And I like the fact that this can be unisex. It doesn't have to be, because I mean, graduation is normally a very pretty thing. And so you've got the gold on here, but gold can be masculine, feminine, whatever. So you don't have to feel like, you know, you're not making it manly enough, because I think it's a gorgeous card regardless. Okay, then on the inside, oh, excuse me. I hope this is a 4 by 5 1/4. No, it's not. So hold on, let me grab I need to grab a smaller one. Maybe I don't have a smaller one in white. I think these are all, the smaller ones are all in very vanilla. So I might have to cut this down. That's okay. So we need to go to 5 1/4. My 4. Okay, we need that. And now what we could do is we can look at this and decide. You could do the streamer across the top or bottom, however you wish, and you could do that in the gold embossing powder. That might be really kind of cool to do. What I am going to do is, I think it's time for celebration. We can say, yay, you did it. Or yay, you did it. Well, I'm gonna do that. So I need to get both of those stamps out. So let's clean a little bit of this Versamark off since I'm putting it back in the case. We can do yay you. You did it. So let's see. Yay you. You did it. Yep. Actually, I think I'm gonna do you did it. I don't think I'm gonna do the yay you. I don't know. We can decide here in just a minute. And then I would have to get out one of my other blocks because that block is not big enough to hold this banner. So for this banner, you need something that's a big block. So I am using the eye, and I think I'm gonna do it right across the top there. Now I can manipulate this and make it look a little bit more curved. So it looks like it's curved across my there we go. So I'm gonna bring out my scrap paper again. And using Versamark. And since I've had my hands all over this, I'm just gonna take this and rub this across there. And then stamp this just like that. Okay. All right, put the lid back on this. Get out my heat tool. Again, wait for that to melt, and it's kind of like butter. It just melts that powder right down into kind of a gloss. Okay. Now you can even go as far as adding some of the little black confetti on there just to kind of dress it up. I'm gonna leave this alone. I think it is cool just the way that it is. Because it leaves you more space to write to your recipient. Okay, just like that. And then you've got a super great graduation card. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and you give this a try. Please know that you can always use any products that you have if you don't have exactly what I'm using here. But this gives you an idea of just how to make a super fun kind of on the fly graduation card. All right, you guys, thank you so much for coming in here and watching me today. I will be back Monday over on Facebook for my kit class over there, my weekly class. Also, I will be doing at the end of the month on Thursday, the 29th, I will be doing the paper pumpkin alternatives for this month as well. So just know that it's every last Thursday of the month. All right, you guys, have a super great weekend. Take care of yourselves. We have a fun birthday party planned for my dad this weekend. So we're going to be having, we were going to do a barbecue, but then he decided, nope, he wanted pizza. So we are going to be getting pizza and cake and swimming and doing all the fun things that are included with the birthday party. All right, you guys, take care of yourselves. Have a safe, fun weekend, and I will see you guys next week. All right, you guys, bye-bye.